Welcome to JasonWhiskyWise, myself Jason, today bringing you whiskey review into the Old Pulteney 21-year-old. Now, this is an expression part of Old Pulteney's core range, and if you have missed any of my videos, I think last video I did the 17, I'll leave it linked over here, the Old Pulteney playlist. So the 12 I did almost a year or two ago, and now we're doing the 17 and the 21, as there's bad news in regards to the 21. It's going to be discontinued. So, I'll leave that here to the side. Let's begin by talking about Old Pulteney 21. It's a 21-year-old whiskey bottled at 46%. The actual cask selection for this one are a combination of second fill bourbon barrels and a higher proportion of first fill ex or also sherry casks. And the combination of two comprise to make this whiskey. The actual distillery itself is the Pulteney Distillery, and they are owned by the parent company Inverhouse Distillers Limited. And they are located on the northern part of Scotland in the Highlands of Scotland. They are the second, I believe, northern distillery in Scotland off the mainland, not including the islands, which are Highland Park and Scapa on the Orkney Islands. Now, in terms of the overall pricing on that bottle over there, before they announced it was going to be discontinued, its average price on the market was £125, which is in that range of 21-year-old whiskies. However, because it's now classified as discontinued, as effective last month, it's now valued at $225 in all the shops here in London, on Amazon, on Old Pulteney's own website, they've taken it off. So it has almost doubled in price at £225. In terms of exclusivity, yes, it is exclusive, being a discontinued product now. So it is one of those ones which become very difficult to find. And in terms of colouring, well, it's a tad bit darker than the 17-year-old, so it's more along the lines of a healthy amber. Maybe, yeah, let's go with that. So, let's get straight into the nosing of this whiskey. I'm looking forward to it, into the nose, and I'm also going to compare this one with the 17-year-old. If you haven't missed 17's video, I'll link it here, but I'm going to compare the two at the end of the video. So, into the nose. So, to begin on the nose of the Old Pulteney 21, this one carries quite a lot of softer floral characters. Instantly, I'm greeted on the nose with this sort of like a floral softness, a sweeter character, like an orange blossom, a bit of tangerine, fudge, even a little bit like salted almonds. That maritime character is infused together, and it's not so sort of salty. It's almost like you're having salted almonds, maybe a bit of even pistachios in the mix. I'm getting sort of like cider green apples, which are coming through distinctively on this one. I am even also picking out notes of, this is very interesting. It's almost like you've taken pear drops and you've got a mixture of this with like another sweeter dish like salted caramel. Wow, this is really sweet, carrying lots of flavour on the nose. Even slight character over here of even cedar wood and polished oak. And a slight candied pineapple character, which is it's like almost like, I wouldn't say candied in such a sense, I'd say more or less on the lines of a very ripe pineapple. Wow, so much of flavour on the nose. Let's get into the palate next, Slanger. So to start on the palate for the Old Pulteney 21, you're instantly greeted by a lot more spice than the 17-year-old. These spices are like mouth-warming spices, a bit of aniseed, a bit of pepper. And it makes it feel a little bit hotter, even though it spent 4 years longer than the 17-year-old, which is very interesting. To begin on the flavour palette, though, it is quite silky in terms of texture, a bit more fuller in texture than the 17. But flavour profile, you start with a sort of a nice, sort of, almost like an appley character, maybe an apple and peach cobbler, with a sort of coating of double cream on the top, and it sort of just makes it like almost like a dessert. You get a little bit of even salted caramel. And in salted caramel, I'm even going to say a bit of salted popcorn, which is very interesting. I've never had that in a whiskey yet. But a bit of salted popcorn in the mix. And maybe even a little bit of nectarine as well. A bit of nice sweetness coming through with the skins, adding that little bit of texture to the whiskey. But it does have a little burst of citrus, and it's like a lemony citrus that remains quite consistent on this one. Let's get into the finish next and come to our conclusion on the Old Pulteney 21-year-old. So my conclusions on this actual Old Pulteney 21, the finish has quite a nice sort of character of apples. It's like a spiced apple. It's followed up by a little bit of a sort of a sprinkle of cinnamon powder, a bit of toffee adding sweetness, and a slight little bit of salted caramel again, which I think is found very consistent on the 21, adding a bit more sweetness to the mix. The overall finish, though, I'd say is along as a medium full, but it's quite nice. It's quite easy going after you get through that initial spice burst on the palate. I'm going to give it a 90 out of 100. Reason behind that, when comparing this one to the 17-year-old, this one's got a slight bitter character on the ending, which I found it wasn't so dominant, but I can distinctively tell it when doing the comparative with the 17 straight away, and you can really feel a big difference in the two. Also, the fact that the value for money at £220 currently here in the UK versus £125. If it's 125 to 140 max, pick up a bottle. You won't be doing yourself very wrong. But at £200, it's just ridiculous money. I don't feel it's worth it at that much. At that price, at £200, you can go pick yourself up maybe 2.5, 3 bottles of the 17-year-old, and you'll be favouring yourself a lot more. You can actually go and pick up a case and probably get a better deal. So 17 for me, I think, just edges over the 21-year-old. But the 21-year-old does have its great qualities about it. Just for me, the price point in the minute and the fact that when they discontinue something, the price shoots up and people just want to sort of just pull and buy everything on the market. The 17 right now, I think, just offers that bit more. And at the same time, that bitter character on the 21, which I didn't favour so much, and the spice and the palate, which 17 really didn't give me up front straight away. So that's my opinion on the Old Pulteney 21. Let me know your comments down below in the comment section on what you thought of Old Pulteney 21 if you have tried it. Also, be sure to drop the video a thumbs up if you have enjoyed. Click the subscribe button and check out some of the other Old Pulteney videos on screen. I might upload a video tomorrow. It might be a 6-day week. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, this has been me, JasonWhiskyWise, and I'll catch you all for the next video. Slàinte.